Hey guys, just want to do a real quick video where I talk about my top 5 favorite Netflix shows that are on Netflix right now that you can go and watch. And if you're like me and maybe you're hungover on Sunday or you're just feeling lazy, it's raining outside, whatever your excuse is, and you just want to lay in bed, lay on the couch, or sit at your computer and binge watch Netflix for, 10, 12 hours, maybe order a pizza, then this list is definitely for you. I don't know about y'all, but I'm big into sci-fi and disaster shows and movies. So if you're anything like me, then you will appreciate this list even more. But before I get to the top 5, I wanted to give a shout out to an honorable mention here. Now, part of the reason that this didn't make my top 5 is because some of the episodes are hit and miss, and also it's animated, so I didn't quite feel that it deserved to be on the top 5 list, but I definitely wanted to mention it, especially if you're a sci-fi slash Star Wars fan. And that honorable mention spot goes to none other than the Clone Wars animated series. Now, this series definitely starts off a little slow and a little childish, but give it a season or two and they really start to get good. The animation is excellent and they really delve into Anakin Skywalker's character and his relationship to Obi-Wan, and you're introduced to his Padawan, Snips, or Ahsoka, as she's known. And they really just flesh out the characters, give them a lot more life and detail than they ever could in the live action movies. So if you're a Star Wars fan or you just have a lot of time to kill, definitely check out this show, as there are 6 seasons, roughly 20 episodes per season at about 22 minutes an episode. Definitely worth ordering a pizza and checking this out. Alright, now on to my number 5 spot. This is actually the only show that I have not seen every episode of, but I just started watching it. I'm about 5 episodes in, and I enjoyed it so much that I felt it deserved to be on this list, even though I haven't seen all of them, because I hear it only gets better. And that is none other than the Netflix original series, Peaky Blinders. This show takes place in early 1900s, I believe, in Europe. And in this series, you follow the family that runs this horse gambling ring, and all the adventures and their main characters trying to kind of rise up and become more powerful and wealthy. And there's a lot of good intrigue. There's some good fight scenes. A lot of mystery. You got to check it out. It's worth the watch. And I hear the second season is even better. So definitely look into that. Number 4 spot on the list is Revolution. This is sort of a futuristic, sci-fi, end of the world, Walking Dead meets Firefly type of show. It's kind of hard to explain. All you need to know is that in the near future, we basically lose electricity and we have to revert back to sort of a Civil War era of warfare. It's almost steampunk like. It's like I said, it's complicated to explain, but just watch a couple episodes, and if you're a sci-fi fan or a disaster show fan like I am, you'll definitely want to check out Revolution, as I believe there's 3 or 4 seasons that are all pretty good. Alright, number 3. Now, this is one that I just recently watched and am bummed that there's only 1 season of this show, but a lot of you have probably already seen it, but it had to be put on this list anyway. But if you haven't seen it, you've got to check it out, and that is Firefly. This show is sort of a mix between Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, meets Galaxy Quest. I'm not really sure what else to compare it to. It's just an awesome show. It's great sci-fi. Although the special effects are a bit dated, as this came out in the early 2000s, it's still done well enough that you can kind of, suspend your disbelief and really get into the characters and the quirkiness and the back and forth that goes on between them. It's basically a space western is the only way that I could really describe it and do it justice. So I definitely recommend you check out Firefly. Alright, now to the number 1 and 2 spot. This was incredibly difficult for me to choose one over the other, so I almost consider it a tie for number 1. But coming in at number 2, I gotta go with Supernatural. This is one of my all-time favorite shows, let alone on Netflix. Just period. I love this show, and this is one of those shows that I'm not going to tell you to watch 6 episodes or the first season and a half before you get into it. You watch 1 or 2 episodes, from season 1, and you will instantly be hooked. I just happened to be at a friend's house. They were watching this show on DVD. I sat down. I watched like half an episode. Okay, this is really cool. Let me check out more. I watched 2 episodes, 3 episodes. Before I know it, I'm headed home, and I've got all the DVDs. And I just binge watched the heck out of it. And this show has actually been on the air for 10 years, and it's still going strong. And it's still aired on Wednesdays, I believe on CW. But that's how good of a show this is. It has a cult following. And if you enjoy kind of scary horror films with sort of an adventure twist to them, plus a good character development and story between the 2 brothers, they're the main characters of this show, then you definitely have to give this show a chance. It's awesome. Now to the number 1 spot, probably not going to surprise anybody as it's a Netflix original that's got a lot of buzz going on about it right now. But if you haven't checked it out, I absolutely have to recommend that you watch House of Cards. The 3rd season actually just aired a few weeks ago, and of course I spent the entire weekend binge watching it. While it may not have been my favorite season, it was still really good, and season 1 and 2 are definitely worth checking out. And once you watch the first 2 seasons, you'll be so hooked that you'll forgive season 3's, shortcomings. But nonetheless, it is still an amazing show, and Kevin Spacey really just knocks it out of the park and shows off his acting chops in this show.